Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Ben Bateman.
And I'm Andrew Guy.
And we are
The Action Guys!
Yes! All right.
Trying to lean into it even more.
Yeah, there were some Twitter comments and some YouTube comments about us being tools.
Well, guess what? You're goddamn right we are. We're two
goddamn
tools
right.
talking about movies.
Yeah, we're two tools talking about the three Amigos of cinema today. The episode today, we're going to be ranking the three Amigos of cinema. As I mentioned, my name is Ben Bateman. That's Andrew Guy. And we have a lot of conversations to have today. This is all spawned from the fact that a brand new Hellboy movie hit theaters in this last week.
It did hit theaters, physically abused theaters. It was supposed to be one of the worst things that's ever happened.
It's almost like it felt like it came out of a cavity somewhere, dropping slowly from the sky, and then just landed on you.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. Yeah,
so that's a tool thing to do because
awesome.
I haven't seen it. So.
Yeah, the three Amigos. You know, we've got Alejandro G. Inarritu, we've got Guillermo del Toro, and we also have Alfonso Cuarón.
Cuaróns.
It has been Cuaróns. And this whole thing with Hellboy coming out got us thinking about like films that are directed by one great director, or even a good director, and then the second film, or even the first film was directed by a lesser director, and then it's taken over. The point is, the director changes at some point in the franchise, and it gets better or worse because of it.
Yeah, and I think the most interesting thing about these guys, if you guys are listening or watching this, and you don't know what we're talking about, you don't know the significance of these three guys, because I would still argue, despite how much critical acclaim these guys have, all three of them are not household names.
100%.
It's debatable if even one of them is a household name, and that's only Guillermo, maybe.
Yeah, I think Guillermo is the closest thing to a household name. But I do know, and I always use this reference, my lovely mother, who was just here in L.A. a couple weeks ago, I asked her, because she is, she's 70 years old. She loves movies. Her and her husband go to movies all the time together. Yep. But if you ask her a name, you're like, do you know who this person is? And they don't. Usually that's a pretty good gauge as if they're like a true A-list celebrity. And I don't think she would know any of these. I bet if I said Guillermo del Toro, she might be like, oh, I've heard of him, maybe.
Right. And he's well known because of the style of movies that he's made. But the significance of these three guys, if you don't know, is that in the last 6 years, count them, 5 of the last 6 Best Director Oscar awards have gone to this trio of guys.
Yeah.
That's unprecedented. That is unheard of. They are good friends that have worked on each other's films in the vein of Brian De Palma, Steven Spielberg, Francis Ford Coppola, and George Lucas back in the 70s. These guys are a trio just like that. They are close. They see each other's early cuts. They help each other on projects. And that trio has accounted for over 80% of the last that is just unbelievable.
Yeah, the only one they did not win was the best director that went towards Damien Chazelle for La La Land.
For La La Land. They didn't have a movie come out that year.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I don't think they did, which is also very interesting that there wasn't actually one of their films in contention, I believe.
Yeah, because definitely. That's 100% the case.
Yeah, that's true, because Revenant and Birdman were the year before. So, we're going to get into this conversation. Like I said, Hellboy 1 and 2 were directed by Guillermo del Toro. The third one comes out, it's directed by someone else. It's supposed to kind of be a travesty. Now, Sicario 1, a film that we love, directed by Denis Villeneuve, written by Taylor Sheridan.
Yep.
The second film is not directed by Denis, and it's
directed by Stefano Sollima. Is that the guy that did Gomorrah, the TV series, I think?
Right. And he does a fine enough job. He's a newer director. He's not a visionary like Denis is. He doesn't have that eye like Denis does. Another one that we talked about before is, for instance, we've got Steve Jobs versus Jobs. You've got one of them is directed by
one of them was directed by, obviously, Steve Jobs was directed by Danny Boyle.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And then Jobs is directed by, I don't have it written down because it's that irrelevant.
Exactly. We didn't write any of these other people down. And then actually, we have another person in the studio today. It's Michael Blankenship. Michael, you are working on Action Industries with us. You are actually running our YouTube page, which, he let us know. Our YouTube page, guys, youtube.com/Action Industries. Our videos, the full episodes of Tags, have more viewers that are not subscribed than are subscribed. So if you're watching the videos, hit that subscribe button,
It's a big deal for us to be able to keep building this brand, for you guys to, when we shout it out on here, to say go follow, go subscribe. Like, our ability to build this thing the way we want to is based on that level, that subscription. So please do that. Michael, what do you have to say for yourself?
Thanks so much for having me, guys. It's an honor. Not much else to say right now.
Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, we're really happy to have you here. And you actually mentioned in our pre-production meeting, you talked to me about the Thor franchise, and you were saying the first one's directed by Branagh.
Yep.
Great director.
Stylized, very much so.
Yeah, and one of the greatest Shakespearean actors of our time. A pretty good film. Then you've got The Dark World that's directed by
Alan Taylor.
Which I don't really like the first two Thors at all, but then you've got the third one, right? How do you even say his name?
Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I got it. Okay. Taika Waititi, I think he grabs this franchise and he runs with it.
Yeah.
We get the best Thor movie in Ragnarok, someone that actually truly understands what we as an audience want and what Thor can offer with the heart, with the comedy, everything. So, that being said, this conversation started us with, well, what does it take to be a great director and who are the greatest directors right now?
Yeah.
These are the 3 greatest directors kind of in the Academy's eye at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, they have accounted for an unreal amount of acclaim in the last few years. So we have a few different conversations that we are going to have today. Now, the main conversation today is we are going to be dissecting the careers of Alejandro González Iñárritu, Alfonso Cuarón, and Guillermo del Toro. We are going to be talking about which of them we feel is the best director, which of them we feel is going to be relevant in 25 years, et cetera, et cetera. That is today's topic. Before we get fully into that conversation, a couple things I want to do.
Yeah.
Big shout out. You can find Team Action Show on Twitter. That's our Twitter. You guys can find on Instagram at Action Industries. Facebook, there's an Action Industries page. And of course, we mentioned the YouTube.
Yep.
There are full episodes of this show. So if you guys are hearing this right now, this is a clip you're probably hearing on the Collider Podcast Network, which we are very thankful that posts our show. Yeah. You guys can get full video episodes available on the Action Industries YouTube every single Friday if you're a patron, patreon.com/Team Action, or the following Tuesday. Full episodes for free. They go up for you guys. But of course, the full audio goes up on the Movie Talk feed by Collider every single Friday. So check that out if you just want to listen to the full thing. You don't have to pay anything. You can just listen to it on Fridays.
Apple One, Podcast One, Spotify. Hit download. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think about what we're doing. It really helps us. It really helps Collider. And it really helps Michael Blankenship run our YouTube page when you guys hit subscribe. So do that for us.
Did you? Michael posted a clip of one of our last episodes. Nothing to do with the movie we were talking about. Just talking about the movie Prisoners.
Yeah.
I loved it. I watched it several times. Us talking about Prisoners was as enjoyable to me as the movie Prisoners, which I like a lot.
I love Prisoners. I like talking to you about anything that Hugh Jackman does, really more than watching Hugh Jackman movies at this point.
I'm such a fan. Did you see the clip of his one-man show he's doing now, The Greatest Showman? And he's like, there was a performance of The Greatest Show.
He's doing it by himself?
I don't know if it's a one-man show, but it's like the Hugh Jackman hour, basically. He's doing like this Broadway performance where he does like songs from various movies he's been in.
You're like kind of asking me if I've heard about it because you're like, because I've got tickets.
No, I saw like a clip of him doing The Greatest Show live. That guy is such a performer.
He's such a talent.
He's such a talent.
I looked at his Instagram the other day and he was trying on new tap shoes that he'd gotten.
Oh, it's great.
Guy's such a talent.
Did you see the video of him receiving the award by the Guinness Book of World Records?
Such a talent.
It's the longest. He's the longest running Marvel actor. He and Patrick Stewart get it together.
Oh, that's amazing.
So Guinness walks in with like the framed picture, and they're like, he's like, this is great. And then the video comes up, and it's like Patrick Stewart. He's like, hello, good boy. He's like, oh, I love you. And I was like, I love you both.
Dude, I would geek out so hard if I saw Hugh Jackman and Patrick Stewart talking to each other, and then Ian McKellen walked in the room.
I wouldn't even know what to do with myself.